The UEFA Champions League is the world's most premier club soccer tournament in the world. But what do the average sports fans of the world know about the magnitude and the importance of this great tournament? It takes the best teams from all around the European top leagues and makes them play against each other to win the European crown. A little bit of background before we start. There are two types of soccer teams. There are national teams and there are club teams. National teams consist of players that only are from one nation and they only play against other national teams. Whereas club teams consist of a team that plays in a league and can have players from many different nations in it. Champions League is a yearly tournament that starts in June and ends the next May. Per the Union of European Football Association, there are 32 teams and 26 of them automatically qualify. The first way to qualify is by winning the previous year's Champions League final. The next way to qualify is through the Europa League, which is the second tier league, or the second tier tournament that only teams that barely didn't qualify for the Champions League play in. The winner of this tournament automatically qualifies for the next year's Champions League. The next way to qualify is through club performance in their league. There are hundreds of leagues in Europe, but only the top 10 ranked leagues have the chance to automatically qualify. Teams that place 1 through 4th in the top 4 leagues automatically qualify for the next year's Champions League. Teams that place 1st or 2nd in leagues 5 and 6 automatically qualify for the next year's Champions League, and only the winners of leagues ranked 7 through 10 automatically qualify for next year's Champions League. The last way to qualify to get the remaining spots are for teams in the leagues ranked 11th and above, and they play in a qualifying tournament to see who can automatically qualify for the next year's Champions League. Once all teams are qualified and ready to go, there's a group stage that consists of 8 groups with 4 teams in each group. The teams in each group play one game against each other to try to earn points. You get 3 points for having a win, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss. The top 2 teams from each league go on to the round of 16, which starts in December. In the round of 16, the top seed from one group plays against the second seed from another group in a 2-legged game, which means that they play one game in one team's stadium and then another game in the other team's stadium. The scores of these games are added up, and then whoever has the most goals goes on to the next round. This same format continues on and on until the Champions League final, where it is different in that they only play one game. In this one game, whoever wins becomes the Champions League finalist, becomes the Champions League final winner, and they automatically qualify for the next year's Champions League. This year's Champions League final is on Saturday, which means that in a couple of days, millions of soccer fans from around the world are going to be cheering on the best teams in all of Europe to become the best team in the world.